Hello there and welcome back to Nerd.World Films, and a short video today on a film that I, as a child, really loved. And I'm not a big comedy fan, so I don't cover it much on this channel. I'm not a huge comedy fan. This is a comedy film starring the late great Peter Falk, made in 1989. The movie is called Cookie, and it is funny as fuck and just wonderful and delightful to watch. It can be a little 80s, but it has, if you like 80s nostalgia, shoulder pads, bad makeup, ridiculous hair, big cars, and even bigger attitude, then you are going to love this film. And I personally do. It is one of my childhood favourite movies. I've still got it in an oversized VHS case. I think it's all pink. It's very cool. It stars, as I said, Peter Falk, Emily Lloyd as the eponymous Cookie, as well as an early outing of Ricky Lake as Pia. The movie is basically, in story, Peter Falk used to be a labour racketeer. Basically, he was a gangster, he was mafia. He's Italian American, so he's a soprano basically. I'm not even going to try and do that accent. Now, he's been in jail for years. He's pretty much missed his entire daughter's life. Now, when he gets out of prison, which is at the beginning of the movie, he wants to reconnect with his daughter. He wants to leave that life behind. He's basically gone, I've served my time, I did my dues, and I committed the crimes, and I don't want to go back to that. I want to know my daughter. And his daughter is very rebellious, kind of directionless in life, and he goes home and he tries to connect with her. She rejects him because of, he's a criminal. She don't want anything to do with him. He's not been around. But as much as he wants to leave his past behind, he ain't going to be able to leave his past behind because his former business partner, wants him dead and is trying to kill him. Now, there's some other guy, law enforcement, he's trying to get him arrested again. He's like, you're gonna do something wrong. You're gonna die, or you're gonna go back to prison. That's basically his opinion on it. It's like, you can't leave this life behind. You were a gangster then, you're gonna be a gangster now. There ain't no difference. So he's going after him and trying to get him thrown back in jail, boost his career, throw a criminal behind bars. To be honest, I don't see why we're not really rooting for him. To a degree, he might be persecuting a guy, but come on, the guy was a career criminal. You can kind of see how he would maybe have a few reservations about whether or not he's truly planning to go straight. His daughter gets dragged into all of this, and they occasionally come up with a plan to, leave that life behind, which I'm not going to spoil because this may be an older film. 1989 is pretty old. It's almost as old as me. It's a good film, which if you've not seen it, I really am. I'm not going to spoil this one. I've spoiled the last couple of films I've done in these conversations, and I'm not going to spoil this one. I'm not going to tell you exactly how it ends, but it's a very fun journey from him leaving prison to finally being able to sort of sort his life out, reconnect with his daughter, and then the journey that she will embark on from there is all fabulous. It is a fun romp of a film which balances its sort of darker subtext and tonal sort of level of this being about gangsters with a sort of comedic twist and managing to make these people actually kind of funny, when really, you think about it, it's a film about a guy who may himself be responsible for many murders, or if not directly, indirectly, and certainly ruining a lot of people's lives. And just because he served his time, to me, doesn't absolve him of all the damage that he had done in his life. His rebellious daughter, who goes on to do certain things herself, and his business partner, fuck me, he's definitely a murderer, and he's trying to kill him. So you're basically watching a story about a guy who might actually deserve to die, with someone else who probably also deserves to die, trying to kill them, while at the same time you've got a law enforcement operative trying to put them in prison. Now, whether he's a bit corrupt or whatever, who's to say? Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Go watch the film. But it is funny, it is light-hearted, and it's so bright, colourful 80s. But Peter Falk delivers a beautiful performance. Now, bear in mind, Peter Falk is most famous for playing the trench coat wearing, cigar chomping Lieutenant Columbo from the Columbo series, which he does exceptionally well. Now, this is a powerful juxtaposition to that role. Columbo dates back all the way to I believe 1978 was the earliest outing For Columbo, it actually spins off from another series, actually, Columbo. It doesn't start out as its own thing. It's a bit like how Diagnosis Murder, I think, spun off from Jake and the Fat Man, but Diagnosis Murder is now more famous. Columbo kind of did the same thing. It spun off from something else that then didn't die and is forgotten, but Columbo is still beloved and remembered, and most of that beloved is because of Columbo. Now, just one more thing. Peter Falk is actually blind in one eye. And on Columbo at the set, they used to have to put footprints down on the floor. That's why he looks down a lot when he's walking and shuffles along with his cigar and his little notepad. And he does a lot of it in this movie as well, but it adds to his character this sort of scrunched up, kind of blinky, you kind of underestimating kind of attitude. But to see it actually now in a criminal is an interesting juxtaposition, as I said, to the role that he's most famous for, which is a lot of fun. The film is beautiful. It has some really nice cars in it. I remember there's like stretch limos and stuff like that, which when I was a kid, they were like the height of, you want one of them. If you are rich, you've got a stretched limo. That's what I kind of saw as the very epitome of wealth, effectively, having a stretched limo. Now, as I said, I'm not going to spoil it, so I'm going to stop talking about this one. This is only a quick video. It's just something I really wanted to talk about because it's a film that I really loved as a child, and I don't want to spoil it. I may do a more extensive video on this film in the future when I cover actually Columbo in one form or another, as I cover Peter Falk and things like that, or possibly even a Nerd Recommends. Not entirely sure, but this one's just a quick insert video because I really wanted to cover this film and discuss and recommend it as a fun movie to sit down and watch, which you may not have seen because it, unlike Columbo, it's not quite as beloved and cult of a film. It is a little more forgotten and probably quite hard to find. So as much as I will say go and watch this film, I will say go and try and find it. You might be able to find possibly DVD copies of it on eBay, things like that, if you're lucky. But otherwise, yeah, go forth and find it and give it a look. I just want to take this moment to thank you for watching that video. If you liked what you saw, please check out my social links in the description box below to Instagram and Twitter and others. And also is down there a link to my Patreon page where you can support this channel and the others as I try to grow this franchise and do this more regularly. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you for watching and bye bye.